70-point or more first half. And for the first time, it comes from Lou Williams and the Clippers trying to keep their season alive, and they lead it in Oakland 71-63. American Express halftime report. Ernie Johnson, Kenny, Shaq, and Charles. It's the American Express teammates on the Clipper side. Some big first halves. 18 for Lou Williams off the Clipper bench. Danilo Gallinari has got 16, and Patrick Beverly
about time for who?
Has got 14. Yeah, on
game 5.
5 of 8 and 4 out of 6 from deep for Beverly. You believe in what you're seeing here, Chuckster?
I do not believe what I'm seeing.
Why? You don't believe in it, or you don't believe it?
I don't believe the Warriors going to lose this game.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't care who wins or lose. I'm not concerned at all. But I think the Warriors going to come back and win the game.
Well, how about the first half and what the Clippers were able to do?
I take my hat off. Lou Williams going to do what Lou Williams do. But Patrick Beverly played well. But the key's been Gallinari. You heard the guys talking about it. He's been MIA the entire series. But he's the guy who's really made a difference in the first half. Lou Williams going, man, this guy's unbelievable. He can score. I mean, that's a 7-foot guy. That's a 6'8" guy. I mean, it does not matter. He does not care.
8 out of 11 from the floor in the first half for Lou Williams for his 18 points. Meantime, Golden State on their side. What caught your eye?
Yeah, you know what I love watching about Golden State? When they make a great pass, the results, you get a great shot. You know, they don't mess around with the ball and try to be too fancy. Right here, you know, you call a play, you execute, great pass, one of the greatest shooters in the game, bam, right on target right here, get the rebound. I'm not going to try to go back up, but just kick it out right there. Great pass. He caught it, caught it in a rhythm, and shot right here again. Up, draw the defense, great pass. Hey, I think the text one used to say, great pass begets a great shot. I don't know what that meant, but it sounded good. Watching right here with
leads to, yeah.
Must have been a joy to coach.
So it's just, I like watching this team because they have, 4 top guys, and none of those guys ever just say, clear out, let me go by myself. They do it every now and then, but they move the ball, great pass, catching the rhythm, fun to watch.
They have assisted on 70% of their field goals in this series against the Clippers. And in the first half of this one, 17 assists on 22 makes for Golden State, but they're down by 8, Kenny.
And you're 100% right, Ernie, before I even get the reason why I think they're down. Because that stat you just said even makes me not go to the board. Not because I want to lose to you guys. But
so you've already lost to them.
No, you didn't run. So anyway.
Ooh.
You got a chance, Chuck. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he still would lose.
Ooh. I tell you what, I'm going to give you the hat trick when I beat you.
I'll give you a head start. You go to the board right now. We're not even doing nothing. I give you a head start. I give you a two-step head
come on,
start.
Chuck, you got it.
No, but you got to turn your chair back.
I'll turn my chair
Chuck,
back.
you gotta turn
and I
your
give
chair
you
here.
two-step head start.
Chuck, you got it.
Two-step head start.
Chuck, America's watching, Chuck.
Turn your chair.
Chuck, America's watching.
I'll
give him and you tell me when to go. I'll sit back like this, and I will beat him up to the board.
No, because
Thank you.
I'm going to wait till a big game.
Okay.
This is a big game, man.
Chuck, America's watching. Chuck,
slow your roll over there. Slow your roll over there.
Call you out like that.
So what were you going to say when I brought up the 70%?
70%. And Shaq alluded to it, but I think this point need to be nailed in. They have the advantage in 3 positions, with Steph Curry, Durant, and obviously Clay. And at no point in the game do any of those guys clear it out. So if 70% of your shots, and this is the best offensive shooting team in basketball, there's no question about it. If they pass the ball, there is no reason other teams should be isolating throughout the game for multiple possessions.
Preach to me, brother.
Because if this is the best offensive team in basketball with the most potent 3 guys, and they don't do that.
There is a negative, though, to what you're saying.
They've won 2 championships in a row?
No, there's a negative to that.
What's that?
They have other guys to pass it to. You don't hate on guys who play on lesser teams. They'll pass it.
No, but we're talking about playoff teams. I'm not talking about the teams. I'm talking about playoff teams.
But I'm just saying, though. But
You're talking about one team.
But I'm talking. Thank you. But I'm talking about on those other teams. Those other guys will pass the ball to some bombs.
Okay.
It's not to say. Hey, let me tell you something. If I play
in the playoffs,
I don't care. if I'm passing the ball to
I know who you're talking about.
Clay, Steph, and Kevin, I feel really good about passing the ball. I ain't going to call no other players out, but there's some guys when I wouldn't want to pass it to.
When you were with the Phoenix Suns, let's start there. You didn't have Clay Steph in it, but you had Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley, not the players that those two guys are. Did you pass the ball to them?
I did pass it to them. But I'm saying
did you get to the NBA Finals?
Yes, I'm saying, but I'm saying some of these other guys, they're passing the ball to guys who can't play.
We're talking about teams trying to win it.
I understand that.
We're not talking about the team.
But yeah, it's easy to pass the ball.
Last two halves in that building, the Clippers have scored 156 points against the Warriors. 71 tonight, 71-63. What we were referencing earlier is Chuck's almost deciding to race the Jet, and then
that man said they're going to give you
thinking better about it.
Two-step head start, because this is what I see.
This is no Dick Pavetta you're racing.
Weebles wobble, and yes, they do fall down.
Hey, Dick Pavetta's faster than Kenny.
Yeah, right. Weebles wobble, and they do fall down.
Oh, see, that
and this would never happen at the end of us. This would never happen with you and I. Never happen.
I kissed her, man, and I liked it.
Never gets old, boys.
Sing it again,
I
Shaq.
kissed her, man, and I liked it.
Hey. I kissed the man, and I liked it.
Houston Rockets, late burst, 14-3 to close out the first half. Eric Gordon knocking down the threes, shooting better than 50% from out there in the series. And the Rockets trying to close out the Jazz, but it hasn't been easy in the first half. It's 46-42. American Express halftime report, Ernie Johnson, the big fella, the Jet, Chuck Wagon, American Express teammates. Show them to me for the Houston Rockets, who have the lead by 4. Harden, Gordon, Capella.
That's the bad news for the Jazz.
All with 10. And that's the bad news for the Jazz?
The Jazz should be up 6 to 8 points, Ernie. They're in trouble now. The Rockets played awful. I mean, when you watch that game, the Jazz, they missed a bunch of shots, had too many turnovers. But the Rockets were awful in the first half, and the Jazz should be up by 6 to 8 points.
Yeah, neither team was that great. Utah shooting 32%, turned it over 7 times. You know what we've been talking about since this began was the way Quinn Snyder has chosen to defend James Harden. It looks to me, and you can just slap me upside the head and say you're wrong.
Please. No. We ain't go. No, let's go with slap you upside the head.
No, because it looks like they have adapted to that a little bit better now and aren't, as you said at first, just allowing him instead of forcing him to. They're still doing it.
Still doing it.
But they're defending it better when he gets in there, and they're forcing him to shoot a bunch of floaters, which is his worst shot.
Right. Yeah. It's a different type of defense. The only time I've ever seen it, I actually was a part of a team that did it in college. We used to do it to Muggsy Bogues because we used to like to run traps on the North Carolina famous traps, but we couldn't trap Muggsy. So Coach Smith said, "Okay, get behind him, let him feed him to the basket, and just read which way he's going to throw it, and you become the interceptor." Yeah. And that's what they're doing now. But let me show you something.
Charles thought about it.
He thought about it. I will never lose again. I'm letting y'all know. I will never lose
listen,
again.
You looked at me.
I know.
When I was getting ready to do it.
You got to be a little quicker out of the ball.
Out the gun. So, but let's talk about the Utah offense, and then we'll get into their defense. So now, what the Houston Rockets are famous for switching everything. And what they said is, every time you switch, we're going to make you take advantage. So freeze it here. So now, right here, you have Nene, you have Green, you have Harden. They're all kind of like, okay, we're going to switch whatever happens. But the smart basketball play is, once you slip, you slip the screen once they're slipping, and then all of a sudden you're going to get it switching, you'll get an easy basket. And then if you're Rudy Gobert, the same thing, we're switching everything. Nene, you guard out front, freeze it here. So now I got James Harden on my back. You have to punish him, Chuck. You have to punish him, Shaq. And you have to get it inside and become a big man traditionally, because this will keep you in the game in key moments. But lastly, it's making James freeze it here. So now most guys would say, okay, let me figure out a way to get back in front of him. No, the Jazz are saying, no, I'm going to stay behind him. Actually, I'm going to get further behind him and let him go into the basket and try to read. Ball comes out, goes to the corner. He didn't make a great pass. Get it back to me in the corner. So he gets back in the corner. Wait, freeze it here. He's like, I'm going to get around him, and I'm going to force him there. So instead of giving him, like now, once he goes, become an interceptor and figure out where the basketball's going. And now that's the way they're playing. That's a different way of basketball.
Yeah, hit that step back three now.
Yeah, hit the stick. That's an unconventional say. You're going to get a 2. You're not going to get a 3.
He started 1 for 11 and then made his last 3. Meantime, last night we were treated to the analysis in the first half after Dame Lillard had the big first half. Then in the second half, Shaq said he could do 3 things. He could have more points, fewer points, or the same number of points in the second half.
And I have the same type of.
I can't wait. What is this one going to be?
So the Rockets started out hot. They went 8-0. There's 3 things that can happen, Chuck. They can stay hot, get hotter, or they can go cold. And they went cold, as you can see. Roll the tape. Hey, they came out. Look, they corralled James. He's been doing this all year. Has a lot of assists right there. Get it to the guy. And, they're going to live with that. You're right. He hit the shot right here. Boom. Eric Gordon, we know he could shoot. 6-man, great 6-man all his career. Right here, throw it out. But then they start getting cold. Boing, boing, boing. So, Chuck is right. They should Utah should be up by 6 to 8 points. These guys missed a lot of shots. They did get cold. But they are close, and that's what scares me, because if I'm at a closeout game at home, I want to be up by 15, 20, because you don't want a team to be close.
Well, but 2 things. I don't understand why teams don't run dummy plays against the Rockets.
What do you mean dummy plays?
Run a play where I want them to switch.
Oh, right, I got you.
So I would always have Rudy Gobert, Derek Favors. I don't understand why,
or slip the flick and roll, just like Crowder did.
Well, no, they're going to switch it. You would, like that play Kenny showed, they switch everything. I would run plays just for them to switch, because I'm going to get 2 things. I'm going to have a mismatch down low, or they going to have to double and get me a wide open shot. I never understand why these teams so dumb in the NBA. They just keep trying to run a regular offense.
A 4-point game at the half, Houston on top, trying to close them out. We have exclusive video of Usain Barkley thinking about making the sprint. Thinking better of it. I don't know how committed you were at that point. Hang some nuggets on the board.
Oh, Tisha, that's funny.
Yes, not bad at all. Coming back with more on the American Express halftime report in just a sec.
He would have ran through the board.
Chitlins will help too.
Welcome to the American Express halftime report. American Express, the official card of the NBA.
James Harden says the Rockets will, quote, do what we're supposed to do, unquote, as they look to silence the Jazz in Houston. And later, Kevin Durant and Golden State need 1 more win to take out the Clippers. Potential series clinchers tonight on TNT. Kevin Harlan, Reggie Miller, and Allie LaForce standing by to bring you the Rockets and the Jazz about 10 minutes from now. While here inside Atlanta Studio J, it's TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Auto Trader. Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny, Charles. What do you say we go right to the schedule of tonight's playoff games? We start the night in Houston with the Rockets leading the Utah Jazz and trying to close them out. And later it's the Clippers and the Warriors as Golden State tries to end things against LA. And boy, what will we see tonight after what we saw last night from Damian Lillard?
Lillard, a chance to send the Thunder home. Lillard, long range 3. It's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
Lillard with 47 tonight, working it down to 2-1, a deep 3. Oh, God!
What?
Blazers win the series, a walk-off 3 from Lillard.
George backing up, Lillard doesn't want to pick. Dame going for the win, a 3-pointer for the game.
지금이면 지금은 릴라드 대회에서 가장 먼저 2라운드에 선택하는 팀 포클랜드의 트레이블레이저스입니다.
That last clip for the Korean broadcast of
The Korean broadcast?
of Damian Lillard's
If we could get a game like that tonight.
50-point night. I don't know how we could possibly get it.
Well, we're not. Our only chance is this first game tonight. Let me tell you
Really
something.
think so?
I really think. I know I'm gonna say something crazy right now.
Okay.
Just make sure you guarantee it.
No. I'm telling you, I think this is a. If the Rockets don't win tonight, this is a 7-game series.
Sure, I can see
That's
you
not
saying
crazy.
that.
No, I'm telling you, they need to win this game tonight. Man, we're gonna. This is gonna be a 7-game series.
Yeah, hopefully they take care of business. You know, they're probably embarrassed, a little bit upset. They're home. They're going through their routines. You would think a veteran team would come in and knock these guys out early. We shall see.
I have a question.
About 8 minutes.
I have a question for you guys that applies to both games we'll see tonight. And when I looked at what happened last night, Brooklyn on the road falls behind by 24 in the first quarter. Orlando in Toronto falls behind 24 points in the first quarter. You always hear about weathering the storm. Who's getting fined?
My phone ain't even up here.
Mine is off.
Chuckster.
My phone ain't even up here.
Chuckster. Hey, 50 right now. Hey,
right
Chuck.
Amir?
Chuck.
Amir Johnson?
Hey.
I apologize.
Hey, Chuck, 50.
I don't have 50 on me. I don't care if my wallet.
The only reason you should have your phone on at work if you're an Uber driver.
Well, that's what he means to tell us. So anyway, how do you weather the storm? How do you go into that hostile environment, and how do you stay close and not find yourself in the position those teams did last night?
It's decisions. You can't be afraid to make the decisions. And I'll give you an analogy of driving. Sometimes if you're driving down the highway and you see an open lane, and sometimes you go, oh, I can make it, and you go through. And then sometimes you go, I can make it, but I'll just wait for him to go by. You have to come with the same aggressive mentality. I can make it through that hole. And so I'm going to take the shots that are available. I'm not going to pass things up. That's aggression. When you play tentative in this scenario, you get blown out.
Well, I think the key is several things. Really, it's two things. Number one, you can't take bad shots, and you can't turn the ball over. Those are the two most important things. Because if you turn it over, obviously they're going that way fast. The crowd's going to be going crazy. And if you take bad shots, they're just going to speed up the fast break. Those are the only two things to get runs. Because, you know, a 6-point, 8, 10-point run don't happen unless you turn the ball over or you take quick shots. I mean, you can use the entire shot clock, get a good shot, and the crowd ain't gonna make noise the whole shot clock unless they're making a run.
You know,
yeah, go ahead, Shaq.
I don't know what these guys are saying. Execution. You're not at home. You got to execute. Time management and shot management. What I mean by shot management, if you're shooting jumpers and they're falling, keep shooting. If you're shooting jumpers and they're not falling, mix it up. Get to the hole, get it to somebody else, do that. If you do those things, because you have to realize they're at home, they're going to make a run. But if you do those things and don't panic, can't panic now. If they go up by 10, 15, you just got to play again. If you do those things, then you have a shot.
First quarter is huge.
Without question, it certainly was last night. Coming right up on TNT, the Jazz and the Rockets.
Busted.
Little Ray. Sorry, Ray.
Very disappointing.
I'm sorry,
Very disappointing. Vlade, I'm going to throw that against the wall.